Euro NCAP recently updated its assessment of the BYD Atto 3's driver assistance features, leading to a lower rating in the assisted driving rating for the BYD Atto 3. Also, should be noted that the MG3 again was just given a 3-star rating, which is a bit, I don't know, weird timing, isn't it? So they posted it all over the social media. Normally they never do this because they have a fear of being sued, I think. And they were proudly shoving it on Instagram and on their Facebook page, which I thought was really weird. I even took a screenshot on my phone. So they favour European brands. Let's just start off with that for sure. NCAP is not what it might seem at first, for sure. They definitely are pliable. This is really very, very clear if you just do a bit of basic Googling as well. They get their money from European regulatory bodies. They know not to bite the hand that feeds them. It's a pretty basic thing you learn when you're a kid. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. And how can we take them seriously if their business model is so transparent? So originally, the Atto 3 did really, really well, actually. It was praised for having great safety features. And the new test basically showed areas of concern, all of which I believe can be fixed by over-the-air updates. So in a minute, I'll ask you to put something in the comments for me. The Atto 3's adaptive cruise control had trouble reliably recognising and interpreting road signs, which could impact driver response to speed limits and road changes, basically. I've actually witnessed this once, but literally just once. And I know a lot of people that also drive BYD cars, and nobody else has experienced it. Just me, which I think is really weird. They say they've never had it happen. So in the comments, can you simply reply yes or no if you've had it happen to you? Just put no or yes. No, it hasn't happened to you. Yes, it has happened to you. Something like that. Something weird with the cruise control or interpreting road signs. So in situations as well where the driver was unresponsive, the system reportedly deactivated without warning and then just did nothing, rather than, say, for example, the Teslas, they slow right down to a stop, basically. So that effectively leaves the driver without any active assistance at all. They didn't mention this on a BMW that I drove for a few weeks, about 4 years ago. That car still has a 5-star rating, which is, again, further just backs up what I said earlier, doesn't it? The Atto 3's safety protocols and adaptive controls were deemed not recommended for consistent safety support. This comes in the middle of the influence from Chinese EVs, and they're trying to fend off the Chinese vehicles from coming into Europe and thwart their progress. Some speculation, cornered by me, that certain people in Europe may indeed be paying some money or leveraging their positions, politicians, just to affect Chinese EVs, basically, with regards to NCAP ratings. And the new MG3, that was also recently just given a 3-star rating, even though they changed the things that they needed to change to make it have a 4 or 5-star rating, which is odd. Euro NCAP maintain that basically their assessments focus strictly on safety performance, nothing else, aiming to provide consumers with clarity on vehicles' capabilities and limitations. There are a couple of people it could be in Europe, basically. Thierry Breton, as the European Commissioner for Internal Market. Thierry Breton is responsible for overseeing industrial policy, the single market, and standards affecting automotive and digital technology sectors. Thierry, have you been paying some money to NCAP? Have you been dodgy? The main reason I'm not a big fan of NCAP basically is because, apart from being pliable, clearly, this is not the first time. For years I've been saying stuff about this and reading about it. They change the value of their rating every year. So these days, a car this year that would get 3 stars, 2 years ago perhaps could have gotten a 5-star rating. Let's talk hypothetically. Just hypothetically. A 75-year-old history teacher called Diane. They don't know the ins and outs of these tests and these ratings. It just appears that the car is a bit crapper right now because it only gets a 3-star rating. So it's misrepresentation of the truth to simplify a vehicle's value or intrinsic value and safety rating based on a single star rating, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think it's very good, whatever way you look at it. So that's a big strike from me. I don't like that. Perfectly good cars are getting crappy ratings simply because of some sort of tech feature, whereas 5 years ago, 3 years ago would have been given I know some of you will disagree. That's okay. I don't mind that at all. But we have to move with the times and that sort of thing. So it is kind of relevant, I suppose, to rate them on their technological advancements and how well the computers are working and all that. This month I'm going to do Movember, something I often have referred to as a bit lame, but it's for a really important cause, and I think you'll probably agree it's a topic very close to my heart. So let me know in the comments if you'd like to support. I'll put all the details on the screen at the end and then in the description below. But basically, all money raised will be sent to the Tim Bergling Foundation in Stockholm. Whatever I raise at the end of the month, I will personally double it and send it on to the Tim Bergling Foundation, and also this month's November's YouTube advert revenue. That will all go to them this month too. And you get to walk around as well if you chuck a few dollars in, knowing that you did something very, very simple, but you made a difference. And you get to walk around all knowing and you've paid it forward and expected nothing in return. And I think that is something that we should be doing more these days. Doing something, paying it forward and expecting nothing in return. Especially with, I don't know, a lot of societies going from high trust to low trust societies. That kind of sucks, honestly. I was in the UK recently on Facebook Marketplace. Everyone's really skeptical. It just sucks. It makes society feel really rubbish. So, yeah, for sure, society has been changing for the worse, hasn't it, in the last 10 years. I obviously don't want a handlebar moustache. I really can't afford to look worse. I really, really can't. But, yeah, it's got to be done, I think. Something's got to be done. Suicides by 15 to 24-year-old kids. These are kids, for Christ's sake. That up almost 30% between 2011 and 2021. Almost 30%. That really, really sucks. So I think let's just all chuck in a few dollars and just help curb that a little bit. See if we can help them, you know. So the Tim Bergling Foundation in Sweden, really, really good charity. The boss does not get paid. The person that runs it does not get paid a huge amount of money. I'm always very skeptical of charities where the CEO, the boss, gets paid hundreds of thousands every month or every year, and they're often run like businesses with charitable aims, but not this one. So that's why I'm doing it. It's a very good charity, and yeah, feel free to support. I'll put the details on the screen and also in the descriptions below.